Hello everyone, this is class number 16 of the Blender Extreme Beginner series. In the previous class, we covered the 3D cursor and its options and functionalities. If anyone missed that class, they can click the link in the description to watch it. In today's class, we will learn about the outliner, what we can do in the outliner. The outliner in Blender is a hierarchical list that displays all objects, collections, and other elements in the scene, allowing users to organize, select, and manage them effectively. We can select objects from the outliner. We can rename any object by double clicking on it or by selecting it in the scene and pressing F2. Let me make multiple copies of this cube. As we can also select multiple objects in the scene, we can select multiple objects in the outliner as well. To select multiple objects from the outliner, we can hold down the control key and click on each object we want to select. And if we select one object and then while holding down the shift key click on another object, all objects between the first and the last clicked object will also be selected. As you can see here, the collection. A collection is like a folder and you can manage the outliner by creating different collections according to your needs. To create a new collection, you can click on this icon here. Apart from that, you can also right click in the outliner to add a new collection. Another way is to click on any object in the scene and then press the M key. Here M refers to move to collection. So you will see these options where you can either move the object to an already created collection or create a new collection. I will create a new collection from here and name it cameras. Now you can see that a new collection has been created in the outliner and the camera has been moved into that collection. You can also click and drag objects from one collection to another in the outliner. And you can delete any collection. Now I will create a collection from here and rename it. Then I will right click to create another collection. You can see that the collection I just created is nested under the old collection. This means that it is created as a sub collection of the old one. If I delete it and then click on the main scene collection above and create a new collection, it will not be nested under the camera collection like before. However, if I click on the camera collection again and create a new collection, the new collection will be created within it. This means that the collection I click on becomes the active collection and any new collection or object I create will be created within it. The active collection is indicated by a grey outline around its collection icon. Now I will manage the collections a bit. Apart from that, in the upper filters, we have 3 filters enabled. I will enable 2 more filters that are commonly used so that I can tell you about these filters as well. First of all, the filter icon here is called selectable. If I click on it, you can see that the icon has changed slightly and now we cannot select any object in this collection in the scene. You can also make individual objects non-selectable by clicking on this icon next to the objects. So you can see that the objects we have made non-selectable are not being selected. You can also enable or disable it for multiple objects. For that, you can click and drag. When you click and drag over the icons, the objects associated with those icons will be enabled or disabled accordingly. After that, the eye icon here means hide in viewport. When you click on it, the object associated with the disabled eye icon will be hidden in the scene viewport. We can hide the entire collection by clicking on the icon next to the collection name. Here also we can click and drag to hide or unhide multiple objects. Here you can see that the collection has a grey outline around it. This means that the collection is active. If I click on another collection, the grey outline will shift to that collection. Additionally, if I create any object in the scene, it will be created in the active collection. In the outliner, we can click here to hide or unhide objects. But we also have a shortcut key for this purpose, which is H. If we select an object and press H key, the object will be hidden. And if we press Alt plus H, the hidden objects will be unhidden again. We can also hide multiple selected objects by pressing H, and they can be unhidden using Alt plus H. Additionally, if we press Shift plus H, the only selected object will remain visible while all other objects will be hidden. To show all objects again, we can press Alt plus H. In addition, if we want to isolate an object, we can press the forward slash key on the keyboard. This will isolate the selected object, hiding all the other objects in the viewport. However, the object hidden this way will not be hidden in the outliner. To exit isolation mode and show all objects again, simply press the forward slash key again. After that, there is the disable in viewport icon. Using this, we can disable any object in the viewport. However, when disabled in this way, the object will only be disabled in the viewport but will be visible in the render. If we render the scene, these objects will still be visible in the render because they are only disabled in the viewport, not in render. We often need to use this option in Blender. Along with that, the next icon is for disabled in render. Using this, we can disable or enable objects in renders. Right now, I will enable all the objects in the viewport, but if I use disabled in render and then render the scene, you will see that while the objects are visible in the viewport, they will not appear in the render. Now I will enable all others and disabled just one object, and you will see that while the rest appears in the render, the disabled one does not. This way we can use the outliner and its options. I hope you have understood this class. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comments. We will meet again in the next class. Until then, goodbye and take care.